What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we have our special guest speaker, Tom Waters from GoRascal. Tom is my number one go-to lender. If you work with me, you'll definitely have the opportunity to work with Tom. He is amazing with my clients. He gets the best rates, and he's always available. And any questions I have, I get an answer literally like that. He is so wonderful to work with. So today, we're going to be interviewing Tom about the rates and how that affects you and the buying process. So everybody, welcome Tom.
Thanks for
And
having me, Deja.
no problem, no problem. And so the first question, of course, what is the current rate?
Awesome. Yeah. So this is obviously fluctuates with your, how much you want to put down and your credit score. But just say, for a best case scenario, 20% down, above 700 credit, you're looking, with no points, with no buy down, somewhere around like the 6.5 to 6.75% for a conventional rate. And then for FHA, you're looking closer to, 6%, 5.875, all with no points. So that is the going rate right now, roughly.
All right. And even though the rates are on the quote unquote higher side, like everybody says, should that stop them from buying?
So no, I think in the last video we talked about this as well, and I think the most important thing is building equity for yourself and not
Yep.
just burning money paying a landlord. As we've said, like your interest rate to your landlord's 100%. So
Yep.
as long as when you're buying, hopefully you can refinance in the future, get that rate down. But even if you can't, you're still putting every dollar you put towards your mortgage towards yourself, right? That is your home, you own it. If you ever sell it in the future, you're going to get every dollar back that you put towards it. So I'd say, of course, me and you are a little biased, but definitely, get out there, keep looking, keep buying, because in the long run, it'll be worth it. And there's never any really right time to buy, right? You could
Right.
say like in the summer was a good time to buy because interest rates were low, but homes were also selling for 50, 75,000 above asking price. So
Exactly.
there's never really any perfect time to buy, but real estate's a great thing to get in, hold, and then you know, hope it appreciates over the long time. So
Right. I was talking to a family friend who also works with mortgage rates, and she was saying that like people are always worried about the mortgage rates, but really these are like we're getting back to pre-COVID rates. Like this is back to normal in a sense.
right, yeah. When my dad bought his home like 1,000 years ago, he was at I believe a 20% interest rate. So, 2 and 3% are just kind of crazy, free money,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I think once they level out around 5 to 6%, I think that's where we'll hang out for, the next couple of years. But again, no one knows, no one has a crystal ball, but
Exactly.
hopefully a lot of experts are saying that we'll get back to the mid five range by next year. So
Oh,
let's hope for
perfect.
that.
All right. So only 1% right now above that. So we're hoping. Yeah.
We're hoping.
So question number two, is there a way to get a lower rate? And if so, how?
Yeah, so you can buy down your interest rate. So essentially, if you want to, go from say a 6 to a 6.5 or 7 to a 6.5, typically you'll have to buy a point, and a point is just as simply like a percent of the loan amount. So say it's a $500,000 loan, that would be like an extra 5,000 in closing costs to
Gotcha.
attain that lower rate. So typically what I would do as a mortgage broker is I would see, what's your investment to get that lower rate? And then what would be your break even? So like when would it actually start? When would you actually start saving money versus on the actual, payment that you put down by having that lower monthly rate? So you can certainly get a lower interest rate by buying down the rate, and it is fairly common in this market.
Yep.
Another thing we are seeing is seller paid buy downs
Yes.
where you or your real estate agent would negotiate with the seller to give you a seller credit to either have like a 2-1 buy down where the first year it's 2% lower, second year it's 1% lower. But those are like the two different ways right now that we're seeing clients buy down the rate and have a lower interest rate from the start.
All right. Hey, perfect. Everybody, if you can, right, buy down. So number three is what are the credit scores that are needed, like the minimum that are needed for FHA, a VA, and a conventional loan?
So I'll start with VA. VA is interesting. There is no like hard and fast rule for a credit score. They'll take a look. The underwriting system will take a look at your overall credit profile. Typically, though, you want to be above 580
Yeah.
for a VA. FHA is 580. That's the minimum. Conventional is 600 to 620, depending on which lender you go to. I believe we have some conventional lenders that will go as low as 600.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the three minimum credit scores that you need for each respective program. One thing though that they do want to look at as well as the credit score is like any late
Yeah.
underwriters, and they really don't want to see any late payments in the last year. So if you are planning to buy a home soon, I would say make sure you're pretty strict on your payment history, at least for the last year. If it's something a couple of years back, you're not going to get scrutinized too heavily for it, but
Okay.
definitely in the past 12 months, you want to make sure those are clean.
No, definitely. That's no, you need to do that, especially with your credit score. But at least 580 is the minimum because
Mhm.
those that don't have the best credit, at least say they're at like 550, they have something to work towards. Only 30 points.
Right. Yep,
All right.
580. I know some lenders are a little higher than that, but us being the broker channel, we do have lenders that will go down to 580 for FHA.
All right. Perfect. The fourth question is what financing do you offer through GoRascal? Like 100% down, like just stuff like that.
Right. So we do have a down payment assistance program where you can basically put nothing down besides you would still have to pay for the closing costs, but the I believe 2.5% of the down payment would be covered. Um, and then other programs, we have conventional, we have FHA,
Yep.
we have non-conventional loans for like investors where, it doesn't go off of the actual investor's income, but it goes off of the property itself. As long as that
Oh,
property is cash flowing, you can get the loan, a little bit of a higher interest rate, but a lot of investors are leaning towards that type of loan product because a lot of them don't have the personal income and they're just using the property itself to attain another property.
right.
We also have bank statement loans for self-employed borrowers where we don't look at their tax returns. We just look at their past 12 months of either business or personal bank statements. So really, here at GoRascal, we have pretty much every type of loan that you can get out there,
Right.
all the basic stuff, but then we also have some of the trickier, loan types for the hairier borrowers that can't just get approved with like an FHA or conventional.
No, honestly, I never knew about, taking out a loan based on the cash flow of like the house. So that's even interesting for me. I definitely will keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's called a DSCR or debt service coverage ratio loan. So as long as the projected rental income from the appraisal is going to cover the mortgage payment and you can put 20 to 25% down and your credit score is above 700, we have a couple of lenders that will provide the loan.
No, that's perfect. No, thank you for telling us. So question five. It just came out in the news that the FHFA loan and conventional loans have new loan limits. So can you talk about that and how it helps our future clients?
Yeah, of course. So in 2022, the conventional loan limit, so meaning any loan that's not jumbo or high balance, was 642,000. It is now a whopping, I believe, 11% higher at 726,200. So basically anything below 726,200 is a conventional loan, whereas it used to be a high balance or jumbo loan, depending on which county you're in. Benefit to them increasing the conventional loan limit is just it's easier to get approved for a conventional loan.
Yeah,
There's easier underwriting guidelines. For self-employed borrowers, there's only 1 year of tax returns needed. You can get appraisal waivers with a conforming loan where you can't get them with a high balance or jumbo loan. So just overall, it's an easier
yeah,
process for the client. And also it can help them not have to put as much money down, right? A lot of times we'd have
exactly.
borrowers put more money down so that they stay in the conforming loan limit.
Yeah,
Now they can put what they were going to put from the jump and still being within that conforming loan limit. So it's actually great news, and we're very happy about it.
No, definitely. And last but not least, obviously, Tom, you are my number one go-to guy. But my hope is that you can help everyone throughout, I think it's 12 states that you're licensed in, or 11?
We are licensed in, I think it's now 15 or 16 states.
Oh,
Yeah, we
wow.
keep adding them every
You
every day.
can you name
Uh,
all 15 states?
I can try.
If I'll put
So
them
we're
on the
all,
screen, but yeah, go
yes.
ahead.
So it's Northeast, it's Connecticut, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Hampshire, and then we're in Maryland, Pennsylvania, Texas, California, Florida, DC, Vermont. Um,
New York.
yeah, I think, yep, New York. I think I said myself. But those are all the ones that come to the top of my head. But I'll send you over a list.
Okay.
Basically a joke. It's anywhere that you'd want to live in the
Okay.
U.S.
Hey, honestly, you're right. And
Yep.
North Carolina is one too, right?
Sorry, North Carolina. Yep. Virginia, if I didn't say that. Um,
I think we're at 14.
we have
You
14.
yeah, you almost have them all.
Let me see. What else? Is there one more? Oh, Tennessee.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Tennessee.
See?
Wow.
Yeah,
That makes
15
15.
states
Yep.
that you can have the possibility to work with GoRascal. And if you're in Connecticut and you want to work with me, you will have the opportunity to work with Tom. So, Tom, I want to thank you again for doing our quarterly update, market update. And if you have any questions, I'll put Tom's contact information in the description and follow him on social media as well. But, Tom, thank you so much for doing this interview, and I hope you had a great day.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, Deja. And guys, if you need anyone, Deja is always there, very responsive. She's very knowledgeable. She's got a great channel of videos to show you, things to do in Connecticut and all the insights. So, well, yep. Thanks again, and hopefully we do this again next
Of
quarter.
course. Of course. Have a good day.